Hello, this is Dee with Divine Needle, and this is the Age of Aquarius Spiritual Path Tarot reading for November the 5th. It's Thursday, Jupiter Day. It's day 137 AoA. Very eventful days in the U.S. Remember, it's all illusion. Let's get the energy for this day. Things have been a little bit busy and hectic, so I didn't do a reading yesterday, and I did not do the weekly yesterday, but I plan to do that one today. But this is for the daily for day 137. Here we go. Overall energy. And you'll hear the kittery cattery in the background. Kittens playing. All right, here we go. Overall energy. Two cards. Stronghold of the Zephyrs and the Burdened One. Ten of Scepters. This would be the Page of Swords. All right. What's our highest priority for November the 5th? Okay. Oh, Fool cards and oh wow. Two of the Fool cards out of the three. Ivory Shield, Queen of Chalices, and High Priestess. Okie dokie, that's our highest priority today. All right, and what do we need to be mindful of or prepare for? What do we need to be mindful of or prepare for? Okay. Hierophant, underlying energy, Holy See, key 5, major arcana. Lots of major arcana going on here. These landed upside down, these upright. All right. A book, the Angel, Temperance card, the Memory Keeper, 5 of Chalices, the Grotesque, 6 of Scepters, the Champion, the Lovers, key 6, and the Eminence. Okay. Which is 9 of Orbs. All right. Let's dig in real quick. And Earth Goddess right there, 8 of Orbs. With the Holy See right on top. Master of the Arcanes, key 5, major arcana. That's our underlying energy for today. So an underlying theme. When the Holy See appears to you, you are confronting what you have inherited and are now tasked to evaluate that inheritance with individual responsibility. This is the spirit of sovereignty over your sole purpose. When the Holy See appears to you, it is time to evaluate your material, cultural, and social norms. Discern for yourself whose interpretation of the arcanes is the correspondence that rings true with your divine higher genius. When key 5 appears to you, take care that you are not falling a false prophet. Restrain your indulgences. Faith, dedication, and seeing through the trees in the forest. I'm sure you see what's going on. Okay. Overall energy for today. Stronghold of the Zephyrs. It's Page of Swords. Herald of the Consummating. The stronghold of the Zephyrs, or Page of Swords, comes bearing an important message to you or an opportunity about your social status, community relations, a political or legal matter, higher education, greater social network that you are a part of or engaged with, or a matter pertaining closely to your pursuit of glory. The Page of Swords appears as affirmation of victory to come if you agree to take on the challenges and walk through the gauntlet. The presence of the stronghold of the Zephyrs can also be an emissary sent by a deity of war, battles, or storms, a divinity of the skies, winds, or air, or a pantheon from the Eastern Hemisphere. So a message. Messengers, right? Or learning. And that's the sword, so truth and clarity that's intellectual in your head. Excuse me. The burdened one, 10 of scepters. The spirit resident in this card is the carrier of sorrows. The burdened one is oppression when we bring onto ourselves when we don't temper or when we have acquiesced to others using us as their beast of burden. The series of decisions you have made along the way have led up to the culminating point of unduly carrying the responsibility of others. Are the hands of spirit holding the rods to help you carry the weight of your load? Or are the hands of spirit presenting the burden to you to test your strength, resolve, and perseverance? Is this a divine trial or divine assistance? The mystic rose at the center between the hands symbolize a secret, a mystery, indicating that you don't know everything. There are greater reasons for why you are where you are. There is a purpose, and you are not yet privy to what that purpose is. The 10 of Scepters is the card of laborious task. So that's the overall energy today. Messages are learning truth and clarity about heavy burdens of some sort, or a test. So a test you're being given from a Page of Swords. And your overall, or your highest priority today, the Ivory Shield, Queen of Cups. Queen of Chalices in this deck. You are shielded against ailments, disease, and infirmity. Malefic energies that can cause malady or emotional afflictions are present in your space, challenging your vitality. And so the Ivory Shield appears in your path to help you preserve your own wellness. Inscribed around the Queen's Shield, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Her shield features the Muzadi, a West African symbol of purification and protection. When the Queen of Chalices appears, you may be experiencing a dark night of your own soul, an alchemical darkening stage of your life path. And she is here to give you shelter, to accompany you by your side as you make your way out of danger. She is your defender as you walk through the valley of shadows. Know that she is present. Know that you are not alone in your dark hour. A female ancestor or one from your maternal lineage can appear to you through the Ivory Shield. The emotional, intuitive queen, power and authority of water. And the Fool cards, 2 of them, both. One spirit in search of experience and one spirit in petition of spirit. So, taking a grand leap and using your intuition. Because the High Priestess is right under that. All right. Lots of major arcana these days, right? The Initiate personifies a return to spring, starting a new cycle of growth. Abcum incuna bliss, from cradle to grave. Ab Aternio. since the beginning. So, setting out on a new path, a new journey. These are the 0 cards. It's the beginning of a new endeavor. And this is in search of experience. And then again, in search, spirit petitioning spirit. So, in search of your truth. Praying to the ones inside you. The keeper is the fool who has become practiced and learned in a spiritual path and now engages in a more interactive relationship with the many names and faces of the Holy Spirit. Okay? And then, so, big brand new journey with 2 of the Fool cards coming out together like that and right next to each other. And then we have the High Priestess card, Sanctuary of Isis, known as just the Priestess card in this deck. Key 2, Major Arcana. So a lot of Major Arcana in this in highest priority. This is Sophia, or Wisdom Personified. She guides you toward... You have to excuse me, my allergies in my throat in the morning. She guides you toward the deepening and broadening of your knowledge. Aspire for scholarship to wield the power of discernment. The priestess is the queen of the angels. When the priestess appears to you, she instructs on the cultivation of your wisdom and intuition. The summation of the choices you have made and the landscape of thoughts you have painted for yourself have taken you to the threshold of a particular path. And now it's time to venture deeper, farther. Here is the wellspring of magic. Venturing deeper and farther on this new path. Fool cards, 2 of them. Highest priority today, the new path. Using your intuition, your wisdom, and love. Emotions, right? But try not to be overly emotional. At least the card is not upside down. That would not be good. All right. And what to be mindful of, prepare for, major stuff. Key 14. This is where it gets better. Mutatis mutandis. The necessary changes have been made. When the angel card appears to you, it is an omen that troubles are passing, pain subsiding, and you are growing closer to God. The angel is your patron deity. Genius in Greco-Roman lore is one's tutelary deity or a guardian spirit that protects an individual person. It is your daemon from cradle to grave, the realization of your inner divine. Circumstances in your life path have converged and have a work of personal inspiration becomes your productivity. You realize your innate talents and bring into material being that which is extraordinary. This is the primordial spirit of exceptionalism. Genius hits a target no one else can see. When the angel card appears to you, take a moment to intuit the pulses of energy in your space around you. Can you feel the presence of the daemon? Do you know that you are watched over and looked after? Your angel is not at liberty to prevent every turn of suffering in your life, required to stand by and watch you as you suffer the slings of your own fortunes, enduring the penance of your own mistakes. Know that every time your angel is authorized to divert harm away from you, harm has been diverted. This is also the Temperance card, balance, and she's mixing the cups of hope and faith. So we had the Ace of Swords before, an aha moment. This is going to be taking the aha moment and running with it, basically, and having patience and fortitude, right? The Memory Keeper, 6 of Chalices. This is an interesting card to get in this lineup. This can be dealing with people from past lives. This can be dealing with the children. Can be siblings, right? 6 of chalices. The memory keeper is the spirit of reminiscence. Reminiscing. Who you once were is trying to speak and reach out to who you are now. Listen to the whispers from the past as they send premonitions of the future. Initiate an open dialogue between the past and the present. The memory keeper is your custodian of memories, both fond and adverse. The reflection of your inner child. When the memory keeper appears to you in a reading, the past and the present converge. So, patience with reminiscing. The grotesque, 5 of chalices. The grotesque is lost after the waning of joy and personal feeling of disfigurement, a mystery, an unseen power rising. When your blood, sweat, and tears have been expended without yielding fruition or meaning, the grotesque is the spirit who will appear by your side. Yet behind the grotesque are 2 intact chalices, symbolic of powers and personal talismans to help navigate social circumstances where you feel like the disfigured one, the outcast, and to gift you with the arcane powers that have been always reserved for the grotesque ones. Focusing on what you lack rather than what you have. But to me, this card is the unseen power rising, because in that is victory. So there's an unseen power rising here. Champion, 6 of scepters. The champion is the spirit of victory. When the 6 of scepters appears, success will be yours. Yet here we are reminded there are 2 sides to victory. The champion can bring wisdom, wealth, seed of life, dominance, peace, and grace, as noted in the 7 double letters corresponding with the sacred 7 planetary rulers in the back wall archways. Likewise, the champion can bring folly, poverty, desolation, death, subjugation, and war, and ugliness. The imagery of the spirit here conveys the core of the message. To be the champion, one must be oblivious to pain. For there to be victory, there must be self-sacrifice. If you seek to defeat your opponents in competition or combat, then with the support of the champion, you will be victorious, though with it comes personal sacrifice. Victory always necessitates personal sacrifice. So sacrifice is made, but there is victory in this. So patience with the reminiscing about an unseen power rising, because there's victory in that. It can also be somebody that's focusing on past memories of what they lack or lacked. Okay, and then major arcana, the Lover's card, key 6, and that can be about those that you love, those you're connected to. It doesn't have to be an actual lover, but it can go either way. But a big decision regarding love. Key 6, major arcana. The Lovers is the spirit of pairs. This is our internal binary. Solve et coagula. Dissolve and consecrate a maximum of the alchemist. The Lovers portend the sacred marriage of your higher self and your ego. You are at a crossroads, and your next step is to choose between 2 paths. Key 6 appears to you when you must decide between instant gratification or delayed gratification. When the Lover's card appears to you, it can be a call to evaluate your interpersonal matters. In modernity, the Lover's card might appear so that attention can be called toward a romantic relationship or the themes of Eros. And final thing on what to be mindful of, prepare for, 9 of Orbs. Individually abundant. Yep, the eminence. The eminence is a spirit personification of upward mobility and material fruition, born out of your own hard work. All that we have done and invested in has propelled us to the top, and yet now we're at the top. Are we feeling isolated and alone? All that glitters is not gold. The woman pictured here in the Nine of Orbs is the same woman pictured in the Nine of Swords, and yet upon first impression they appear so different. Inner lives versus outer lives can be unrecognizable from one another. Nevertheless, the eminence appears as your spirit ally, and when she makes her presence, she is here to support your endeavors toward elevating rank, reputation, and to increase your material gains. When the Nine of Orbs appears in your reading, this is the message from the spirit to heed. Everything is for the best in all possible worlds. Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to grab a card real quick. I meant to do this prior to the reading. Just an affirmation for today. And then when I do the weekly, we'll do an empowering question. Okay. I forgive myself. And it probably has something to do with the grotesque, focusing on what we lack. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of not being good enough, and I am free to love myself. Yep, that's what this is about. Can't make that up, can we? Free to love yourself. Don't focus on what you lacked in the past. Focus on the here and now, individually abundant. That's the major theme here. So that's what to be mindful of, prepare for. That one was the bottom. Got the cards mixed up. Oh yeah, champion was here. Okay, so remember, don't focus on what you lack. Use your intuition. There's a brand new journey you're on. That's your highest priority today. Use your intuition and your wisdom on this new journey. That's your highest priority. You're going to feel a little bit burdened, possibly, today as your overall energy. But just know, have faith, have this temperance card, patience, okay? And faith. All right. Anyway, have a grand Jupiter day. And remember, you are loved beyond all comprehension.